Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
It's good to see you again.
In case you're new here, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're Avery Street Design Studio.
We are.
Today is going to be the first of a series of Christmas episodes. Excuse me. Now is the time to start making your Christmas decor to get it ready to sell. If you have upcoming Christmas craft shows, or if you want to get it listed on Etsy, now is the time.
It is. If you've been to any store lately, you've noticed all the Christmas stuff is out. So now is the time.
Yep. So this episode we're focusing on everything Christmas tree. Christmas trees decor are probably the #1 seller of Christmas decor.
Right.
So that's what we're going to focus on. The first one is going to be a Christmas tree trio.
Yep.
That's kind of hard to say.
These are very steep angled triangles.
Yep.
We're going to cut those out on a bandsaw. They're glued together pieces of pallet runner.
Yep.
Like everything else, we're going to do pallet wood except for one in this episode. So we're keeping it real, y'all.
Yep. So these will be in 3 different sizes. There's going to be a little bit of wrapping paper involved and some Mod Podge.
Mod Podge.
Is it Mod or Modge?
Mod Podge.
Mod Podge.
Right.
So we'll get that going.
Yep.
And then the second one is going to be our Christmas tree farm sign.
Yep, we've partnered with XTOOL on this one. They were kind enough to send us a machine to use. I don't know how we've been in business for so long without this thing. It's amazing.
It is.
It does so many cool things.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless with this. It's a laser engraver cutting tool.
Yeah, it's like a laser CNC machine, basically.
Yeah, it's
cool.
Awesome.
This sign, we're going to do the cutout raised letters of the sign. That makes sense. Yeah, we're going to use 1/4 inch underlayment plywood. Very thin, very inexpensive. It's about $12 a sheet at Home Depot or Lowe's. Very inexpensive.
Yeah, it's a sign. I designed it on Canva and then just transferred it to the XTools program to cut it out. It's real simple.
Yeah, we're going to take you through the design process on the XTool program. We're going to take you through the cutting process with the machine itself. We're going to do all that at home because that's where the machine is. We
don't want it to get so dusty being here. Everything gets covered in dust. It's crazy.
And then we're going to bring the parts back here and we're going to assemble the sign.
Yep.
So.
And then our next project is going to be a herringbone Christmas tree.
Yep.
It is so pretty. I saw this on Pinterest and I was like, I've got to make this.
Yeah, it can either be a wall hanging or a leaner.
Yep.
Whatever.
It's going to have a black background and it's going to have beautiful stained pieces of wood that will make up the herringbone Christmas tree.
Right.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Then the next one is going to be a set of 3 pallet wood plank Christmas trees. These are going to be leaners also, if that's what you want to call them. There's going to be 3 sizes. The first one is 3, the second one is 4, and the big one is 5 planks.
Yeah.
Very simple, very rustic. We've all seen similar things. These are cool.
Yes. And then the last one are going to be a standalone set of 3 pallet Christmas trees. I know you guys have seen the big pallet Christmas trees. They're really cool, but these are a smaller set.
Right.
And it's 3 different sizes. So you can price them to sell individually or as the set of 3. I like them as the set of 3, but that's just my personal preference.
Yeah, it gives your customers the choice whether they want to spend a little more money, or they don't have the money to spend, but they still want one.
Yeah. So. And some people use little things like this as their Christmas tree. They might have a small home or apartment or studio apartment, but they still want to bring Christmas into their home. So this is a great way to do that without having to have a big giant Christmas tree.
That's right.
So we've recently had some of our community send in their pictures of some of the projects that they've made. We are so excited to have these. We will be showing you these in the middle of the video and give them complete and full credit of them, of course.
We appreciate them participating.
Yes.
Very cool.
And if you want to send in any of your projects, pictures of them that you make, we'll leave the email address in the description. And you can do so, and we'll give you credit, and everybody will see your project.
Yeah, the whole world get to see it.
And it promotes your brand as well.
That's right.
So
Stick around to the end. We're going to show you, as usual, the finished products. We're going to give you the measurements of each piece, and we'll give you the price we think will sell for.
Yes.
So stick around to the end. You don't want to miss that.
All right, let's get started.
Yep.
Wow, that's a lot of pallets. Some good plywood pallets.
Money, 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 money.
Some nice plywood pallets you could always use. That pallet is a beast.
See these very often.
What kind of species is it?
Pine.
Pine. Okay. Might ought to get some of the plywood ones for projects. They don't ever see those. Don't want any blue pallets, that's for sure. Oh, I think I found some oak. Here's some oak. I think.
Pine.
It's pine. Well, darn. I really don't know what I'm talking about, you guys. Well, I guess I wish I could give these to some of you guys that need them, that don't have easy access to them, but they're in Norman if you if you live here.
So we're going to get going on the little set of 3 Christmas trees. We're going to use the pallet runners. These are cut off pieces, but they'll be long enough for what we need them for. I'm going to run them through the joiner and get a straight edge on them so we can glue them together. And then we'll run them through the planer when it's dry. So, there we go. So we're just gonna glue 2 of these together 3 different times so we have 3 pieces to work with. These are the pallet runners you saw glued up. They're dry now, and we're going to run them through the planer to even them up, get them flat and smooth, and then we'll take them to the bandsaw to cut out the trees. Alright, we've got our planed pieces of wood that we glued together, and now we're going to draw the shape, and then we're going to cut them out on the bandsaw. You can do this on a miter saw, but it's kind of dangerous, so I would prefer you do it on the bandsaw. We're going to start with the tall one, and we're going to find the middle point of that. 3 3/4. So the first one we're going to do is 9 by 5.5, 9 inches tall by 5.5. So we're going to find 5.5 on the bottom and measure 9 inches high.
It's 9 by 5.75.
Excuse me, 9 by
Sorry,
5
guys.
3/4. from those marks, we're going to take our square, our straight edge, draw a line. And draw a line. There's a very steep triangle. We're going to cut those off. Next one is 8 inches tall by 5 inches.
Hey, I just had a great idea. Sorry, I'm going to jump in here for a second. You guys see this part he said you could cut off? Look at the shape of it. You could take those scraps, turn them around, glue them together, and have another tree.
That's right.
Boom.
Saving on material. Okay. Five by 8. That was already right.
You turn it to where we can see it.
You see it?
No. Turn it towards us. There you go.
Okay, and the third one, 6 by 4 1/4. Alright, there's the 3. Now let's go cut them out. Alright, let's cut them out. We've gone ahead and sanded these and we're getting ready to sand them. We're going to choose not to show you guys the sanding anymore because that's lame and it's a waste of time. Everybody knows everybody needs to sand their stuff, so we're just going to skip right to the finishing. We're using red oak wood stain on this one by Minwax. Not an advertisement, this is just what we're using. Red oak, in case you missed that, red oak Minwax wood stain. And if you guys don't like seeing the staining part, leave a comment. This is for you, not for us. So if you want to see more staining or less staining, let us know.
Really, any ideas you guys can have.
Whatever you would like to see us do that would help you, please let us know. Because I do this stuff every single day, and if you want to see it, I'll show it. If you don't, I won't.
You're kind of a messy stainer.
Yeah.
Slap that everywhere.
It's a mess.
All right, so I've cut out some wrapping paper, and we're gonna Mod Podge this on the front of these Christmas trees we've made. I've already done a couple, and I've still got a Mod Podge over this to seal them. So we'll just get our Mod Mod Podge. I always want to call it Mod Podge for some reason instead of Mod. Actually, I thought it was Mod Podge for years, and then Aaron was like, it's not Mod Podge, it's Mod. I was like, oh, I've been calling it the wrong thing for years. And if you get too much glue, you want a very light coat because you don't want your wrapping paper to get overly saturated. Make sure you get your edges. And we're just gonna gently put this on here. Now there's going to be a little bit of trimming here at the bottom, but I think the sides are pretty good. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles, but you want to be real careful right now while this glue is wet because you could rip the paper, and I think that's pretty good. So you'll just put it on there like that. You got a little air bubble there. You can always poke a pinhole in it to get the air bubble out or push it to the side. And we'll just let that dry, and then we'll trim the edges. And then we're just going to put a coat of Mod Podge on top to seal it. Mod Podge dries clear, so no worries about that. And just go very gently with it because you don't want to mess up your wrapping paper. The thicker the wrapping paper, probably the better. But this is just some really cheap Walmart wrapping paper I got last year after Christmas. I always go after Christmas and get stuff like this because they usually put it all 90% off. And you know, that's a really good deal. There's that one. And on the set, I picked 3 papers that would, you know, kind of go together. A lot of times at the store they sell paper in little sets that kind of match and go together for your wrapping. So everything is the same kind of color under your tree. And that's all there is to it. And you'll have a set of 3 Christmas trees. And like I said, it'll dry clear, so there you go. So our next project is the Christmas tree farm sign, the one we were telling you about that we got to use our amazing XTOOL and laser engraver right. Cutter. My tongue is tongue-tied today or something.
Yep.
So
we're going to start this one out at home where the machine is.
Yep.
And like I said before, we'll bounce back here to the shop to assemble it.
Yep. So we'll do that. We'll build the sign and show you how we put the letters on.
Right.
So let's get started on that one.
Yep. We're going to use the XTOOL S1 with the 40-watt laser to cut out the letters for this sign we're going to make. It's super easy to set up. It's great quality. It's just a beast of a machine. There's no limit to the stuff you can cut or engrave with this thing. The XTOOL comes with free software to design your projects with. Cheryl designed this project in Canva and dragged it over into the XTOOL software where we were able to separate the outline of the words and the graphics and implement them into the machine to cut out the words and the pictures. The great thing about this software is you don't have to have any experience operating a laser engraver to learn how to use it. It's just so easy to get going with. We had our first project cutting within about 15 minutes of getting the machine set up. We decided to bring the machine outside and do the cutting on our back porch, and it was nighttime when we were cutting it. It actually gives you a real view of how this thing works. It's actually really cool looking sitting out here in the dark. The machine says, or the company says, it'll cut through half-inch plywood, which I don't have any doubt. This was quarter-inch underlayment plywood, and it went through it with no problem. So I don't think there's any shortage of material this thing will cut through or engrave. Once the machine was done cutting out all the letters and the picture, the parts came apart real easy. Most of them just fell through on their own. Some of them just had to be pulled apart real carefully. Uh, I love this machine. I can't believe we've been in business for so long without having one. Do yourself a favor, and if you can afford it, buy one. If you can't afford it, save up and buy one. Everybody needs this thing. Now we're going to paint the backing board for the raised letter sign we did with the XTOOL. So it's going to take a couple coats. We're just going to do real quick white latex on it, and then we'll paint it again before we put the lettering on it. We chose not to show the assembly of the sign for time reasons. Cheryl painted all the letters and the trees, and then took a brush with a little bit of wood glue and dabbed it on the back of the letters and the picture and just set them on the board. This sign turned out amazing. This won't be the last project we do with the XTOOL. So our next project is going to be the Herringbone Christmas tree.
Wait a minute. Did you say Herringbone?
Herringbone, yep, good friend.
Herringbone.
I love Herringbone. Such a nice guy. Anyway, we're going to do that next.
Sorry.
Yep. This one's going to be about 24 inches tall. With we're going to do skinny lap, if that makes any sense, on the background.
Yep.
Small, thin
Skinny
slab.
lap.
Skinny lap. It'll be a good time, y'all. Let's do that one now.
Yep.
So we're going to start the herringbone tree by cutting up, excuse me, pallet slats. We're going to cut them down to 15 inches, and then we're going to slice them in half at the table saw to make the skinny lap. So we're going to cut all these pieces we just cut at the miter saw down in half to 1 3/4 inches to make the skinny lap. Alright, we've got all the pieces cut on the table saw, and we're gonna staple them together with these two cut-offs from another piece of pallet wood, I guess. Hard to keep track of all the scraps everywhere. All right, we got the backboard sanded, and we're gonna just paint some black on it, and then we'll move on to the tree design. You can use any color you want on this. If you're in search of black, there's a ton of black spray paint, or they sell pre-mixed black at Walmart, I think. We bought it there before.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, any black will do. If you like black, if not, you can use a different color.
This is kind of the black, white, stained color, kind of farmhousey color palette, I guess you would call it.
Yep. All right, we'll let that dry and then we'll do the tree. All right, after lots of math, which is my very favorite thing in the world, we have cut all the pieces and laid them out the way they're going to be on the backboard. We started with the trunk of the tree, which is just a piece with a 45 cut on each side of the tip. And we started laying them out from there. I will put all of the individual measurements in the description of the video if you guys are interested in building this. You can modify it however you want. This is the most pleasing to the eye way we came up with. There's a slight angle to the tree, and it's not too crazy with all the little pieces. So we've got it laid out. I'm going to sand all the little pieces, which you don't really need to see, and then we'll stain them all, and then we'll come back and we'll glue them to the backboard. Alright, now we're just going to use good old golden oak, and we're going to stain them all and let them dry. You can see that we've numbered the back. We've numbered the back of all the pieces so you know which order to lay them down in when you put it together. These are just slices off of the shelf boards that we make. They're 1/2 inch thick, 1.5 inch wide. Just basically parts of a 2x4. And I'm just dipping them in the stain, golden oak stain, dipping them and wiping them off. Quick and easy. Alright, we got all the pieces stained and they're dry, and we're going to put them on the backer board, and we're just going to glue them and let them sit and let the glue do its job. We don't want a bunch of nails in this. So just a little bit of glue.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So recently, in a video we put out last week, I think, or a couple weeks ago, we had asked for you guys to send in pictures of your projects that you have created.
Right.
That we'd love to see them. And so we have gotten to people sending them in.
That's
so
right. The first one is Bob Walker of Pop Bob's Workshop. I'll put the picture just here.
Yeah.
He did the towel racks,
yes,
which turned out awesome.
Yeah, they look amazing.
They look great. He asked that we show his logo, so here's his logo. We're really happy to show that for him. We appreciate him sending those pictures in.
Thank you so much, Bob.
And then the second one is Gary Tallarico. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. He did the witch hats. He did a whole bunch of them.
Oh, they are amazing.
Yeah, here's those.
Yes.
Very nice work, Gary.
Yes.
We appreciate you
Yes.
sending that in.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Again, here is our email address. If you guys want to participate, send us a
Yes.
picture and your name, and we would be more than happy to share your work. Let the world see it.
We would love to see more
Yep.
pictures.
So thank you, Bob and Gary. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, our next item is going to be a set of 3 super rustic pallet Christmas trees. They're going to be 3 different sizes.
Small sizes.
Yeah, I know you guys have seen big Christmas trees made out of pallets. That those are super cute too, but this is like a mini version of
Right,
those.
little bitty.
Yeah, and I've seen these are really popular to like sit on. If you have a fireplace mantle or a table or something, sit them on there and then, you know, decorate around them. They're really cute.
Yeah, these are going to be 3, 4, 5 planks, and that'll be it. Those will be the 3 sizes.
All right, let's get started.
Yep. All right, we've got all the pieces laid out. These are all made of pallet planks. They're 3.5 inches wide by 3/4 deep. The first pallet board, the first pallet tree is the same as the second and the third pallet tree, except you're adding another bottom piece. I'll put the measurements of each one of the pieces for each one of the trees in the description. Now we're going to assemble them, and we're just going to nail a board to the back so they can stand up a little easier. You can either do it this way, or you can glue them together so they don't have the piece on the back. Then they would have to lean against something. So these will give them a little more to stand up on, a little more to be sturdy with. So we're going to do that now. All right, we've got the little plank trees sanded, put together and sanded. Now we're going to paint them. We're going to do a white, a red, and a green, and they're going to be very distressed. So we're going to paint them now. This is just white latex.
You got a bunch of running and you just swung it across the room. You guys, Aaron is a super messy painter. It drives me crazy. I try to be neat, but then I actually end up being messier than he is.
Yeah, but I'm really good at it. So
you're really good at it. I'll give you that. Yep. And that right there is just red craft paint. We got it Hobby Lobby. And you can leave some blank spots because, you know, we're going to distress it heavily so it doesn't have to be perfectly painted.
Right. Okay.
So the green we're using is Waverly chalk paint, and it's in the color moss. And you can get this at
Walmart,
Hobby
I
Lobby
think.
or Walmart, wherever.
Yep.
I really like this green because it's kind of a subdued green, kind of antique-y green. It'll be really pretty, distressed.
Yep.
I love those kind of colors. I really like blues that are kind of blue-green that are very light like that too. And if you wanted to, you could always stain these first and then just like dry brush paint on very lightly. Yep. And that would be a cool effect as well. You could paint them solid and non-distressed, or just stain them. All kinds of things.
Anything you want.
Edge over here. Nope. So I wanted to show you guys our stickers we have on the back of our travel trailer. We love going to Black Mesa, Oklahoma. It's in Kenton, Oklahoma. It's a dark site. There's no light pollution. You can see all the stars. You can see the Milky Way. It is incredible. Last year we went to the Grand Canyon. We went to the White Sands Desert, and we went to Roswell, and that's where we got the Roswell stickers. I'm very much into UFO stuff, so yeah. So we had to go there on our trip. It was a lot of fun, but maybe we'll take you guys camping with us sometime. I think that would be a lot of fun. Now, maybe next time we go to Black Mesa.
Comment if you guys would like to go with us sometime.
Yeah.
So all we have left on the plank trees is just to distress them and seal them, and those will be done. So we're going to distress now. So the last project today is going to be another set of 3 pallet Christmas trees. These are going to be a little bigger. They're going to have a stand underneath them.
Yep.
So they can stand alone by themselves.
Yep.
Similar to all the pallet trees we've all seen. This is our take on them.
And on all these sets of 3, you can price it for the set of 3 because like I like to have all 3 of them.
Sure.
But you can also price them individual.
individual.
You know, because somebody might want to come along and buy a certain size of this standalone Christmas tree because that's going to be their Christmas tree for the year. So that's a good idea as well.
Yeah, and remember when you're doing the sets of 3 to think about your shipping cost when you're doing a large to a small size all in the same box, because price matters when you're talking about shipping. So,
it does.
Yeah, make sure you keep that in mind.
Yep. Well, let's get that one started.
Yep. All right, we're going to start putting the big one together first. You can see the smaller overhang on this one, plus we're adding the trunk and the 2 supports on the sides. We started out with the small being larger than the last size we built, so these are overall going to be bigger.
And what project is this?
This is the large size standalone pallet trees. We'll also put all the measurements for all the cuts in the description. There's going to be lots of numbers to look through, but I'll put them there for you guys because I love you.
Oh, you put glue on that.
I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid.
So these are basically the same as the trees we just made. They're just going to start off bigger. Like the smallest one, I believe, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planks. The next one's going to be 6, and then the biggest is 7. And the overhang is just a little smaller than on the ones we just did.
Yeah, they're just a size up from the last ones with a trunk, basically.
And they'll have a stand at the bottom to help them stand up.
That's right. There you go. Now we'll move on to the middle and then the small, and we'll do the stand. Alright, now we're going to do the small one. You notice I didn't put glue in the wrong spot on this one. I do learn from my mistakes. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna put a little stand on each one of these so they can stay upright. Basically, it's just another piece of pallet wood with a couple holes drilled in the center. You can see how I've done it there. I just pre-drilled the holes and put a countersink in, and then just screwed them into the bottom of the trunk. So I'll show you on the next two how I did it. And there's the medium.
Forward.
Fairly sturdy. So we're going to start finishing the big Christmas trees with a combination of golden oak stain and blue milk paint, chalk paint-ish, and white latex. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to stain all the bases and then a couple random boards here. And then we'll go to the paint. We're going to move on to the blue milk paint color. And now we'll do the third color, the white. Like all of our stuff, you're more than welcome to change the colors or the design, however you want to do it. Alright, we'll just let that dry and then we'll distress it. And now we're going to distress the other pallet wood trees. We're just going to distress the paint and we're going to leave the stain the way it is. So here we go.
So these are the projects we did today. We had a lot of fun doing them.
It's Christmas, y'all.
What was weird is while we were making these projects, it's like 100 degrees today in Norman, and it didn't feel very Christmassy in the shop,
gross.
but we had a lot of fun.
We did.
So the first thing we made were the small little triangle trees with the wrapping paper.
Mod Podged.
Yes, those turned out so cute.
They did.
And I've seen people like take them and then put them together like that and wrap a ribbon around them as presentation for selling.
Yep.
And they're really cool.
These we would sell for $30 for the set. With or without shipping. It's kind of up to you. Shipping is getting a little more expensive now, so you may want to factor that into your price or charge an additional charge for shipping. Up to you.
Those would definitely fit in one of those.
Right.
If it fits, it ships box from UPS.
That would probably be your best bet.
USPS. And yeah, that would be
But
really
that's what
good.
we would be with them, $30 for that set of 3.
Yeah.
So, the next one is our raised letter sign that we did with the XTOOL. Thank you so much, XTOOL.
Yes, thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. We're going to be doing another video with the XTOOL soon just to showcase what it can do.
Yeah.
But this one, it's got the raised letters.
So I painted the letters. Actually, the ones that are black, I just used my Faber-Castell marker on those. And then I painted the green on the trees and the red on Christmas trees. And then I just took a small paintbrush and some wood glue and brushed it on the back and put it on there. It was a little bit of a tedious thing. It maybe took me like 15 minutes though. Well, it really wasn't bad.
Yep. And then we just put the frame around the outside of the sign to give it a finished look.
Yep.
Awesome. It turned out great. That XTOOL is just amazing.
It is.
We really love it.
That one we're going to sell for $75. Actually, I don't know if we're going to sell this one because I've been wanting one of these signs, so I'm probably just going to keep this one for myself.
Yeah, we have a new Christmas tree farm sign.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
So thank you, XTOOL.
Yes, thank you, XTOOL.
The next one is the Herringbone Christmas tree, which is awesome too.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
Yep.
We did the skinny lap, which is skinnier boards.
Right.
And then the herringbone, and this is black with golden oak.
And we sealed it to keep it protected.
Yeah, and you could, this is basically like a blank page here. You could put a star up here. You could glue ornaments to it. You could even string those little micro LED lights on it.
Yep.
All kinds of things you could do. So
and you could change the shape a little bit. You can make it wider at the bottom, skinnier at the top, however you want to do it.
Different colors.
Taller, shorter.
Yep.
All of it. This one we would sell for $75. That's probably without shipping.
Yeah.
So factor that into your price if you decide to build it.
Yeah. And, if you want to make it smaller to where it fits in one of those, if it fits, it ships box. That's also a good idea.
Yeah.
That'll keep the cost of shipping down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, as we go along, things are getting more expensive, including shipping.
Yeah.
So be mindful of that with your projects.
Yes.
The next one is the smaller set of 3 trees.
Yes.
Little one. These are cool.
Yeah, I love these. And I love this super distressed look.
These are the pallet planks,
Yep.
Awesome. This little set we would sell for $50. You could put them all in one box, of course, if you wrap them the right way.
And of course, you know, if you sell them local and you don't think you can get 50 or you think you can get more, just of course,
by all means,
price them accordingly to where where you live.
Now these would do good at a Christmas market, I think.
Oh yeah,
people love little stuff like this, especially in sets. People love sets of stuff. So
I've even thought about setting up, you know, asking permission of the people who own the parking lot, but like in a shopping center, like, you know, right there in the parking lot by the street, seeing if we could just set up and sell Christmas stuff. I bet you would sell a ton because you got traffic going by constantly. If you can find a place that'll let you do that, that'd be a great idea.
Yep. And then the final one, I'll give you the little one.
Give me the baby.
Yep. Watch the dog. Okay. The set of 3 larger Christmas trees.
Yep.
These are a little more involved work-wise. There's a little more to them and a little more wood in them. So we would sell this set for $125, probably plus shipping.
I think these are the colors they're done are so cute, and this is kind of like a shabby chic look or cottage core, if you guys have heard of that, you know, cottage style.
Right.
I think they're beautiful.
Yep. I don't know if you could put all 3 of these in a box. Probably if you got a big enough box, you could, and wrap them well.
We'd sell them for $125 for all 3. And of course, you can sell all these things separately. You could do in your listing on Etsy, like the picture of all of them, but then one of those drop-down boxes to choose which sides they wanted, or, you know, stain color, paint color, all that. But
endless possibilities.
Yeah.
You could also give a small discount if they buy the set of 3.
Yeah.
However you want to do it.
Things like that are very enticing.
They are. People love sales.
Get your sales. I can't hardly talk today. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Right. Get the baby out of here.
Yep. So those are the projects. Of course, at the end, here in a minute, we will have pictures of all of them, sizes, measurements, and the prices on them too. So you can, you know, screenshot it or take a picture or whatever you need to do. I'm
going to start doing, I've had lots of questions for cut lists of our projects. I'm not going to put them in the picture, but I will put them in the description. All the individual pieces. You know, this one has like 17 or 18 pieces.
18 pieces, yeah.
I'll put that in the description so you guys know how we built it and what size of the material was we used.
Yes. And once again, on that herringbone one, number the back of your pieces for the herringbone. That made it so much easier. If we wouldn't have done that, we would have been sitting there like a puzzle, trying to put it together.
I'm not into puzzles right now. I'm gonna do that. So anyway, that wraps up this episode. We're going to do another Christmas episode next week.
Yep.
I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I hope you like it.
Yeah, we're going to have several. It's going to be a series of Christmas stuff. So
maybe 4, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Christmas is awesome.
We'll see.
Yep. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Like the video. It gets us in the algorithm. Keeps us coming up more often. So
yes,
if you don't mind, we'd appreciate it.
Thank you so much, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.